thus the 12 signs of the tribe of the sun, moon, and stars. Jesus and the 12 disciples symbolize the sun and the 12 constellations around it. The foundation for the new one world government was laid out jointly by the Moors and the European Freemasons in the Continental Congress, and called the Novus Ordo Seclorum. This is Hakim Bey. He taught us that it was Ben Bey, otherwise known as Benjamin Banneker, who laid the foundation for the Universal Apprentice Hall of the Science of Government, the New Jerusalem, and it was called Washington, D.C. Ben Bey, or Benjamin Banneker, not only designed in Washington, D.C., but he perfected the science of federal government that goes along with Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is laid out four square, just like the New Jerusalem in Revelations, and is made to be a scale prototype of the New Jerusalem based on the code of mathematics scaling from 0 to 9, zodiac, and geometry. This is a book that was given to me by a Rosicrucian brother titled America's Oldest Secret, the Talisman of the United States, the Mysterious Street Lines of Washington, D.C., Signature of the Invisible Brotherhood. The layout of Washington, D.C. itself is the Moorish flag. The Moorish flag has a star in the center of a square red field. Washington, D.C. has a star in the center of a square perimeter. Thus, Washington, D.C. is like one giant Moorish flag. It also has the compass and square, showing the geometric aspects of Moorish science, otherwise known as Masonry. Washington, D.C. also has the universal symbols or glyphs for the zodiac and planets laid out in the streets. Certain streets also line up with the sun on the days of the solstices and equinoxes. Thus, it is a city which, based on Moorish science and the astrological alignments it predicts, was perfectly designed to navigate the course of world government. Washington, D.C. is also referred to by Hakim Bey as the hub of the universe, the North Gate, and the clock of destiny. The connection between the Moors and the European Masons, who were the so-called founding fathers, can be seen in the George Washington Masonic National Memorial Museum in Alexandria, Virginia. In a room called the Grotto Room, you can see the words "Move per M period O period V period E period R period." This stands for Mystic Order of Veiled Prophets of the Enchanted Realm. Grotto also means the subterranean chamber of initiation. This is where the secret connection to the Moors can be seen. In this room, encased, is a fez bearing the name Ben Bey, whom Hakim Bey taught us was the true name of Benjamin Banneker. Also, There are pillars with Moorish names, including our titles, Hakim Bey. One of the rituals of the grotto involves what's known as, quote, the Court of Mokana. This really stands for the Moorish Mo Canaanites Cana, or Ghana gold. In this picture, dealing with the ritual taken from a pamphlet I copied from the Grand Lodge Masonic Library in New York, is a picture showing Europeans bowing prostrate before the Moorish ruler. This is reminiscent of the picture in the last issue of the American captain delivering tribute before the Bay of Morocco. Once again, the Moors are secretly behind the rise of the Europeans through Masonry and their plan for a New World Order, New Atlantis or New Jerusalem, also called the Novus Ordo Seclorum. This is the code named after Hammurabi Bey. The reason the Moors passed the plan to the European Christian Protestants via Sir Francis Bacon was because the Moors were falling from power then, and it was decided to initiate certain Europeans and make them custodians of the ancient Moorish knowledge until the time came when we were to awaken and fulfill the plan for a New World Order. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali received the mandate and proceeded to wake up the sleeping Moors here in the North Gate. We are the true Haim Abif, descendants of the ancient Kemetic Canaanite architects of civilization. We possess the secret master's word in our very DNA. It's time that we and the master keys of civilizations that we possess become the head and the cornerstone of the true New World Order. When you hear these words coming from the lips of Europeans who are Masonic students of Moorish science, don't be fearful. It is a call for you to fulfill the task of bringing in a New World Order. This is a Masonic apron of George Washington that was given to him by General Lafayette. All of the founding fathers were Masons. We were taught to believe that George Washington was the first president of the United States. This article by United States Senator Charles Mathias shows that it was an amalgamated Moor named John Hanson who was really the first president. If America declared its independence in 1776 and George Washington became the president in 1789, who was president between 1776 and 1789? Actually, there were 8 presidents before George Washington. The reason you don't hear about them is because according to the Moorish elders, they were all Moors and amalgamated Moors. The beast system referred to in the Bible, which everyone had to receive the mark from, is the present administrative state founded by Franklin Delano Roosevelt in his New Deal. It was supposedly to take power from the racist states and centralize power in the federal government, as well as put everybody on an equal footing via various programs. But because of the ignorance of the people as to the truth, it has become a tyrant and a beast, controlling every sphere of human activity. It has become Big Brother. In fact, it must be Big Brother due to the ignorance of the people. If the people knew the truth and what was right, there will be no need for Big Brother government. The people will be educated and responsible enough to interact with one another without a referee. But being the people are so ignorant, greedy, and undisciplined, they need a Big Brother government to intervene so that they won't kill and destroy one another. The various regulatory agencies had to be constructed, or else there will be all kinds of abuses. For instance, if the people were to provide quality food on their own, there will be no need for an FDA to assure a certain standard of quality. Right now, if there was no agency to guarantee a certain standard of food quality, people will be trying to sell all